the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the San Antonio Spurs at AT&T Center. Not a lot to complain about for this San Antonio group right now. They've been playing terrific basketball to start the season. They're showing all the signs they'll be able to keep that momentum going, too, looking more and more confident each time out. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college, jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave. Financial responsibilities, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack-a-Shaq was created.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Grizzlies come into town for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's out on the road tomorrow as the Spurs wrap up this home stretch. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
Yeah, and as far as the regular season goes, this is as good as it gets. This truly, to me, is the definition of a rivalry. I mean, the game between these two teams has always been special.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a ton of great games between them in the past. It's hard not to get amped up when they face each other. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Memphis. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. And it's Green in at the small forward spot. Here's Leonard. It's rebounded by Memphis. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Two division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Duncan with a screen on Randolph. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Here is Livingston. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Randall, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now let's check out and highlight the best defenses in the NBA. Number 1, the Grizzlies. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
And we're getting to watch two of the NBA's great defensive teams. I mean, very difficult to score as they both contest every shot.
Now here's Dudley. He had 10 points in the win against Golden State. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Green, no luck. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Jay. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
He dishes it to Mills. From outside, off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Freak kicks to right, feeds it to Livingston. And a wide open look for Freak. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Jay's got to get himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Picked by West. Here's Mills. Kicks to Diaw. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Freak kicks to Randall. Right with a screen on Green. Livingston dishes to right, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
1:35 left here in the first quarter. Dishes to West. All sorts of time. That's good.
They're earning their points with the jump shot now.
And that's right, Clark. 6 of their last 10 have come from the mid-range.
Jay, the pass to right. Goes up on the wing, and Freak gets it to go on the assist by Wright. Jay's got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies. Picked by West. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Jay. Mills with it. An 11-point game for him in the win against Golden State.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
Jordan Adams, he's checked in for Zach Randall. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Out to the wing. Drive by Adams. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists now in this one. Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Here's Jay. Rebound San Antonio. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Here we go, San Antonio. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker. Lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better.
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what both teams making some changes here. Spurs trail by 5. Mills out there with Green. Then there's West. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Diaw in at the four-man position. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. First in opponent points per game, second in scoring. And they're number 2 shooting from the stripe. I'd say they've taken advantage of the charity at the free throw line.
And as you mentioned, they've been the best in limiting opponents' points per game. I mean, they really take the life out of a team's offense, grinding things to a halt. All right. To check out stats for David West. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 6 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now here's Freak. 5 points in the game. The feed to Randolph. Outside Green. Here's Jay. And off the glass. That one's good. Jay's got 7 points in the game.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
Diaw, the screen. Now here's Mills. Covered by Jay. And Mills kicks to Diaw. And it's all evened up. He has 5.
Not sure how he gets that pass off. I thought for sure he was going to pull the trigger.
And again, it goes in for him. Good shot from Jay.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Up top, Mills. Covered by Jay. Diaw dishes to Mills. West. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. West has got his 3rd bucket of the night. There's 1:54 left to play here in the second quarter. Jay, the pass to right. Outside, Green. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Diaw against Randolph. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Diaw, the screen. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Jay. And stolen by Wright. And Freak throws it down.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
To the inside. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Now this is just getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this up.
Can't remember the last time they missed one. Remarkable shooting here.
Passes to Dudley. They need this. They get the rebound. They shoot again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, and this... They've have the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the strike, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Here's Jay, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
A big part of this run here has been their ability to hit from mid-range, guys. I mean, that's unique.
And a lot of teams shy away from that mid-range, but if you can get them off of rhythm, then you can have success.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Memphis up.
Coach, you're going to have to climb a bit of a hill here in the second half. What are you telling your guys they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think we just moved the ball a little bit. We were just on the dribble a little bit too much, and they've got a lot of pressure out there, so the ball's got to move.
Coach, thanks for the time. Gentlemen, back to you at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to go. San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Dudley comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. So on the floor for Memphis, Jay in at point guard. Green is out there with Adams. Then it's Brandon Wright, and it's Livingston in at the 2 guard. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Memphis?
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Here's Jay, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on David West. The Grizzlies have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And this year they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Spurs trail by 9. Green kicks to Mills. Nobody near Leonard. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Leonard's got 9 points.
Well, that's one.